Destination Brasilia. It's been a fabulous week here in Brazil's federal capital, and we've got one more match to go on Championship Super Sunday. Brazil looking for a three-peat and looking to take a second gold medal through Evandro and Arthur as they take on Steven van der Velde and Matthew Immers of the Netherlands. That's next up on centre court, and this crowd are fired up after Anna Patricia and Duda took a classic gold, beating the USA in the women's final. Just about perfect conditions for beach volleyball, and I'm glad you've joined us here on VBTV. We've got cracking seats for you alongside centre court. As always, Simon Golding with you for the last of the medal matches, and alongside me, I'm delighted to say, USA international beach volleyball player, our volleyball world expert analyst, Travis Muhurter. I would say the jury's out on this one, Travis. This is going to be an interesting matchup.
Well, Simon, this is our fourth medal match now, and I'm going to say it again. First rule of beach volleyball: you don't bet against Brazil in Brazil. And the visitors, Matthew Immers and Steven van der Velde, they're on a bit of, I would call it a Cinderella run, but they have not played the part of Cinderellas. They have been dominant in this tournament thus far, as have the men on the other side of the net in Evandro Goncalves and Arthur Mariano. I think that there are a lot of candidates for the players who have improved the most from 2023 to 2024, but I think leading that charge by quite a bit is that young man right there. I cannot be any more impressed with how far Arthur has come since him and Evandro teamed up. Now, when Evandro picked Arthur to be his running mate for the Paris Olympics, there were a fair amount of people thinking, with as deep of a talent-rich country as Brazil is, are you sure Arthur's the guy? And he has answered any questions, has removed all doubters, because he gets so much pressure in serve receive and so much pressure, and he has just passed every test, is one of the best offensive players in the tournament, siding out at 59% for the event so far. And then on the other side, his partner, Evandro, he's hitting 76 in serve receive. And when you're that consistent in side out, you are so difficult to beat. So Arthur, he's fully grown up, and he has taken on his role as one of the best players in the world.
That's the route to the gold medal final for Van der Velde and Immers, and that game against their compatriots in the quarter-final, Brouwer and Mewsen, that was the big one in terms of Olympic ranking points, because the Dutch have got a bit of a battle going on for that ticket to Paris.
Simon, I thought the Dutch race was almost a done deal. Alex Brouwer, Robbie Mewsen, they've been around for what seems like forever. They won a world championship in 2013, and they were just continuing to get fifth after fifth after fifth in Elite 16s, and I thought their spot was all but assured. Stefan Borman's York de Groot with a gold medal in the Doha Elite 16 thought their spot was all but assured. And then out of almost nowhere come Van der Velde and Immers, who have 3 straight fifths this season, and then they just have exploded into the finals here, running right through the field. And now this Dutch race is so fascinating, because if Steven van der Velde and Matthew Immers, if they win gold here, they're just a little bit more than 100 points behind Brouwer and Mewsen, which is a virtual tie at this point in the race. The race, just when you think it can't get wilder, it just picks up and gets crazier and crazier as the events wind down.
Well, for Evandro and Arthur, their route to the final was a rather spectacular one as well. Beating the Bello brothers of England, beating Brul and Wozniak of Poland, beating Krab and Brunner of the USA in their pool play, and then a very good win over Benesh and Partain in the quarters, and their compatriots George and Andre in the semi-finals. So in terms of laying down the marker and beating all comers, they've certainly done that as they look for their second win of the season, having won in Recife at the challenge event there, the third place in Guadalajara as well. But here in Brasilia, I think this is probably the best I've seen them play, Travis.
What's so fun about Arthur's rise is that, he did an interview for a Brazilian TV station a couple years ago, and they asked him who his role model in beach volleyball is, and he said George Wanderley. And now in consecutive tournaments, Arthur has beaten his role model. He took them down in the 9th place rounds in Guadalajara, an insanely high-level 9th place match for a challenge, by the way. They won that one deep in the third, come back, prove it was no fluke, beat them again. And so Arthur, he's truly arrived at this level. And when you have wins, as you said, all those notable wins back to back to back in the same tournament, it's no mistake that Arthur and Evandro are just finding themselves on a podium once again. It's just a matter of which color are they coming home with.
The Dutch pair have a win to their name, challenge event in Chiang Mai in Thailand last season. So they felt what it's like to be on top of the podium on the Beach Pro Tour. But this is a whole new bag of onions here in Brasilia, because the crowd are about to kick off any moment in support of their heroes. And Evandro and Arthur have certainly been up there with Ana Patricia and Duda as the most popular Brazilian pairing. They do seem to love Evandro.
Well, it's easy to love a guy who on a moment's notice can get 3 or 4 aces in a row. There's no one who can command the crowd like Evandro, because anytime he's back to serve, it's almost like anytime Tiger Woods steps up to a ball, something special, you know, could happen. It's not going to happen every single time, but you know that something special could happen. Like a lot of people when they're just serving, not to say it's a boring event, but it's not an event. When Evandro is serving, it's an event.
Event TV, I love it. As he melts the Mikasa. There are our protagonists who are about to start slogging it out for gold. We're about to meet the referees as well. Very quickly, Travis, who's your money on?
Well, Simon, I'll just invoke the first rule of beach volleyball. You don't bet against Brazil in Brazil. I will not ever bet against Evandro and Arthur at home in Brazil. They've already won a gold medal in Brazil. In fact, every single event that has been hosted in Brazil has been won by a Brazilian men's team. Evandro and Arthur, they take gold in Recife. George and Andre take gold in Saquarema. Can it be Evandro and Arthur making it a full sweep in Brasilia?
Osvaldo Sumaville is going to be our first referee. You can't blame me, Travis, for keep trying to force you away from your tried and trusted don't bet against Brazil system, but you're not going for it. So
it's always worth the ask.
Argentina in charge. Well, it is. And down there on the sand, Carlos Rivera of Puerto Rico is going to be our second referee. So, officials are in place, crowd is in place and suitably warmed up after that brilliant Ana Patricia and Duda performance in the women's gold medal final. And now we're about to see whether Evandro and Arthur can complete the set. First down onto court then, it's the Dutch duo. Steven van der Velde can block and he can defend, but very much a converted blocker within this particular lineup. And behind him, Matthew Immers, a man that has won a couple of times now on the tour, picked up the Agadir Challenge victory in Morocco back in 2022 and a fourth in Hamburg at the Elite 16, filling in as Stefan Boerman's partner, while Jorik de Groot recovered from his horrific rib injury. So the Dutch team good to go. And now time for our MC Maradona to work his magic.
Bicampeão brasileiro, o melhor saque do planeta tem nome, The Black Mamba, Evandro!
The most dangerous server in the world on his day. And out he heads to court, 2 meters and 10 tall, Evandro, the blocker in this partnership.
Campeão de etapas do circuito mundial, de etapas do circuito brasileiro. Aí vem o Arthurzico. Arthur, olha no lance!
Great champions make great decisions about who they're going to play with to extend their careers, and Evandro might just have made the best decision out of any player on the Beach Pro Tour to team up with Arthur, because it is now coming to fruition. But this is going to be a test for sure. This gold is not in the bag for Evandro and Arthur. And they're going to have to be on their very, very best form in front of the home fans if they're going to get one over on a Dutch team who are in spectacular form. We're good to go with the men's gold medal final. Away we go. The Dutch will serve. Steven van der Velde and Matthew Immers in the orange shirts up against the green machine. And Evandro, who bounces one out of the stadium to get things underway. And Brazil, Evandro and Arthur coming into this game as the marginal favourites in front of the home crowd. But it should be a very, very good contest. Thanks for joining us here on VBTV. Simon Golding with you for our final gold medal encounter. And alongside me, our volleyball world expert analyst, Travis Muhurta. The perfect start for Brazil then, Travis.
Well, Simon, it's a good thing that bounces out of the stadium are still only worth one, because that could have been called on the first point with that ridiculous swing from Evandro. Good heavens.
Well, they start on the blocker for the Netherlands. And the Dutch get their first point on the board. You'll be able to hear all of their celebrations because the stadium will conveniently go quiet when the Dutch win a point.
As a visiting team, the best atmosphere you can ask for right now is just nothing but quiet. No easy feat to quiet this Brazilian crowd.
What a move. What a move from Van der Velde to stick that one on the floor. 2-all.
Huge block from Van der Velde. And then I love the sportsmanship after, where Arthur sort of slides under the net, avoids him, apologizes to Van der Velde, and then Van der Velde immediately helps him up.
Just tried to con Arthur there, that he might have been going for a little baby pull, but Arthur not going for that and comes back full tilt. Very, very impressive hitter is Arthur. First chance to explode the pineapple. Here comes Evandro. And there we go. First ace of the game. The fans hope it'll be the first of many.
Every time he's back to serve, it's an event, and he even takes some pace off of that one. Sort of hits a 75%er down the deep seam. It's just such a trip trying to pass his serves, because you almost sit there and you're playing defense. You're just digging a hard driven is what you're doing when he's serving.
The Dutch do that. The line over is good enough to beat the defence of Arthur against that tall block of Evandro, and round we go for our first side switch.
And that's just a perfect shot from Van der Velde, and it had to be because Arthur was all over it. But the tactics seem to be in for Brazil. They are going at Van der Velde, trying to wear down the blocker. Now, he hasn't had a ton of work to do, as they won all their matches in pool play, took the bye, made quick work here into the final.
Deliberately disguised short serve, and Arthur is up to the challenge. So the Dutch deciding to go after the defender, which is a more traditional serving route against this team.
I love the additions that Arthur and Evandro have tacked onto their offense. They're adding a little bit more tempo, just a couple more options for Arthur to add, giving the defense a different look.
Imperious swing cross court. Dutch continue to put points on the board.
When Van der Velde gets a full arm on it, you don't dig a Steven Van der Velde swing. You just have to hope for an error or a block, as that had just so much heat on it. And that angle, that's unblockable.
Immers hits Arthur again, who confidently takes the pass and then sweeps it down the line. I love the fact that when he puts the ball away, Arthur, and he does it so well and so many times, he instantly turns to Evandro and reminds Evandro how good Evandro is.
And that's the mark of just such a good partner, is Arthur. He's always given the love right back to Evandro.
Wow. Evandro's on his very best from the service line, and the Dutch having to play magnificently well to side out.
And I'm just going to say, even though that was serve receive, good defense from Matthew Immers. Good dig and serve receive from Matthew Immers, because Evandro had a full rip on that, and then Immers bringing the heat in return.
First serve that Evandro has managed to pick off in a while. He nailed his first shot of the game. He's nailed his second go.
His side-out efficiency is astonishing coming in at 76% for the tournament. Now, where Brazil has struggled is on this end of the ball. If Evandro has not been getting aces, they have not been transitioning and converting. So they need to find a way to earn points outside of an Evandro ace. And here's an opportunity for Arthur.
Wonderful extension to get to the ball, but Evandro couldn't put him on the tape. He's got it. He's got it. Lovely shot as we pan round to see Evandro making those adjustments, and you just felt like he fancied his chances there.
Excellent timing on the block from Evandro. Went well after Immers went up for his shot. And that's an advantage you have when you're almost 7 feet tall. You can delay and delay and delay and wait and then swat the shot at the top of your jump.
Evandro goes again and reaches inside. Van der Velde finds the line past him. Round we go. Keep an eye on Van der Velde as this game goes on. Immers is a very cool, calm character, but this is the kind of atmosphere where the Dutch blocker could get involved with the crowd or with his opponents.
And his reaction after their semifinal win earlier today was so fun to watch. Just picked up Immers and did a victory lap with him on his back around the court. You can tell how much it meant to them in an airtight Olympic race. And there's an ace serve, not from Evandro, but from Matthew Immers.
Canny server, canny player as well.
Side out, side out, side out.
Another one of these young talents that they've been trying to find the right partner for. You can't get away from it. It has certainly worked, playing alongside Van der Velde. And then he roofs the option ball from Evandro.
And this is a deathly quiet crowd now here in Brasilia. What a move this is from Van der Velde. The shuffle and then outside the body. Fantastic handwork.
Change up. Working nicely here. Back to Arthur on the wide serve and another block from Van der Velde. He's shutting this net down at the moment.
And if we get the camera angle at the top of the net, Van der Velde's press was so far over the net that Arthur had no chance. That set drifted a little bit tight. Still no timeout for Brazil after giving up 4 straight.
This is where you fear for Evandro and Arthur. Things aren't going quite as planned. We're going to see what their character is like in this situation, because the fans only want one thing. The fans want gold for Brazil.
And that's a deft touch down the line from Arthur. Good change at the very last second and a good break that just got over the net.
9 apiece then in this race to 21. Another chance for Evandro to go after his serve. He's whipped it. What a pass. What a hit. Oh, that is insane.
Did that come down yet?
No,
This
still up
just
there.
goes to the sky. I mentioned that it's a good thing that it's only worth 1 point if you bounce it out of the stadium, because Evandro sent one on the first one and Immers returning in kind.
The Dutch coaching staff enjoying that last spike. Arthur choosing finesse over power and choosing well.
Yeah, that's a nice shot from Arthur, but it's really a better blocking read from Van der Velde. He knew that this shot was coming. He waited and waited and waited for that high line. Whatever he saw from Arthur, he knew that high line was coming. A tremendous shot, but a good read from the Netherlands.
Good hands on it from Evandro, but touched the net. Brazil, having started this game on the front foot, have been pegged back, and they're having to put in some serious work here just to stay level with the Dutch.
Aí os nossos amigos do Rastelo, nas horas vagas, eles também têm uma banda, The Boy Band. O nome da banda é The
Well,
Rakers.
that's a Brasilia crowd who are watching their team struggle just a bit here in set 1.
And struggle's always a relative term. Does it ever get old getting caught eating popcorn on the Jumbotron? Struggle's a relative term for Evandro and Arthur that it's such a compliment that we can say that they are struggling when they're only down 11-10 in the finals of an Elite 16 and they're siding out. So it's a virtual tie right now, and we are seeing kind of a B- performance thus far from Evandro and Arthur, and meanwhile Immers and Velde are playing close to the peak of their game.
And the Dutch must know that psychologically, if they can get into Brazil, that could be the deciding factor, because the crowd demand a win, and it's not happening, and that is absolute silence.
Isn't it such a strange sight to see Evandro shoot? You're just so used to seeing him bring the full power into it, and that's a welcome sight for the Netherlands. Whenever you see Evandro shooting, you have done something to take him out of his game. He's not known for his shots. Good pickup from Immers and a better put away in transition.
Forceful from Evandro to use all of his 100+ kilo body weight to get through the arms of Velde.
And this is where the height advantage, Evandro almost gets that second touch to go through the block of Velde, who he's tall, he's 6'6", and he is a leaper as well. But it's a good set for Arthur. When you miss, you want to miss high and tight for Evandro to go get it.
Well, that's the last thing Brazil need. If Evandro goes cold at the service line, this game changes again. Velde is a very difficult serve to deal with variety as well. Gets the pull, gets the touch, gets a decent set out of Immers and gets lucky.
And fortune favors the bowl, does it not? He's a good 4 or 5 meters off the net, and he takes a full rip at it and gets the shooter's touch. And now the lead will stretch to 3 for the Netherlands, and Brazil's the last. Going to take their time out on a very quiet center court right now in Brasilia.
Might get a chance just to dip into the timeout, but while we wait to do so, in your assessment here in Brasilia, Travis, who do you think has come away with the biggest gains? Which teams have come away with the biggest gains here in terms of that Olympic ticket?
Well, you're looking at the team in the finals right now that I had thought was dead to rights as far as the Olympic race went. But Immers and Velde now marching right back into it. That's the thing with these Elite 16s. If you get on the podium, the points are so big that you can march all the way back, as Velde and Immers have. They're just going to be 100, maybe 200 points behind Alex Brouwer and Robbie Newsom right now in an airtight Dutch race. My fellow Americans, Chase Budinger and Miles Evans. When you take into account the fact that they're going to collect even more points at next week's Norseca Continental Finals, they're going to be ahead of Trevor Crabb and Theo Brunner, the Grimalt cousins of Chile, bringing themselves back into it. So those are the big 3 gainers as this Olympic race winds down with just 3 events to go.
It's warming up very nicely as we look towards Paris, and that is more than warm. That is hot from Arthur.
I love that play that they have added. They first started throwing that in to the regiment at the Guadalajara Challenge where they won a bronze medal, and they throw it in at the right times. They don't do it too often, just enough to give Arthur an out.
Dutch, though, once again, silence any thoughts of an initial comeback by Brazil.
Velde has a similar effect to Evandro, where he's so swing dominant that you're so anchored in as a defender that when he does throw in a shot, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to have such a late break to it as Arthur did.
Well, it was good work from Arthur to get himself ready, but just no way through that Velde block, and he's racking up the points at the net.
And this set's too far outside, where Arthur, the antenna is serving as another blocker. So Velde almost plays middle blocker on that one, using the antenna, cuts off the angle for Arthur. He had nowhere to go. Not the smartest swing from Arthur, but his options were so limited from where the set brought him.
So Brazilian fans have done what they usually do. They've been a bit shocked for a while, a little bit downcast, and then they remember that they have a role to play. So they'll gradually ramp this volume up, and what Arthur and Evandro have to do is read the room, go with the crowd, put the points on the board.
And Evandro's only going to have 2 more cracks at the serve, and so this is a very important rotation for Brazil.
Again, the Dutch deal with a thunderbolt from Evandro.
And again, that's sort of the effect that Van de Velde has, where his swings are so powerful that Arthur was so anchored in that cut shot, that wasn't a great cut shot, but it's good enough because Van de Velde has so much power that defenders aren't ready to chase down shots.
Trying to change the angle, Arthur. He's come towards the middle of the net a little more now. Just means he can access both lines and cause Immers a few decision-making problems.
I love how much energy Arthur brings to matches. Always getting his partner fired up, always getting the crowd fired up.
Good block, great recovery, and a net touch from Evandro. Would you believe it? That was a very sluggish swing on the return ball.
What a brutal break for Brazil and a good break for the Netherlands, but one earned by a spectacular cover from Matthew Immers. Just a reaction play, keeping the ball off the floor, and good things happen.
He's got another one, Immers. Shoots it past Arthur. But once more, the patience is rewarded. The Dutch just staying in the point and gradually making things happen.
And Van de Velde is bringing so much energy, where Evandro is almost hitting the give-up button right now, where that play at the net, it seemed a bit apathetic from Evandro, as Van de Velde had that second push right through him.
Tickled over by Arthur. Crowd response is good, but they know that their team are in trouble here.
And I think the one tough aspect about Evandro and Arthur is that when they are having trouble side out, which is rare, they don't have enough defensive weapons to bring themselves all the way back into it. If Evandro isn't serving tough, that's where they have a lot of trouble earning points. And there's a look at our bronze medalist, Zoe Verger-Depay.
Out. First bit of positivity for Brazil for quite a while, and now the crowd will get involved again.
They just never get tired of that chant either. The MC will have them doing that "Hey, oh, Brasil" chant, and they just all day, all week long in Brazil. They were packing the stands from the qualifier to the finals. Phenomenal atmosphere.
That was Harley that we just saw in the crowd. A player that Arthur is a little reminiscent of. It's a ridiculous list of names, isn't it, when you start quoting Brazilian superstars?
It is.
We could be here all night.
Now, I think Harley, he might have the distinction as the greatest lefty of all time, perhaps.
Like it. Big swing from Evandro. Fends off the first of the set points, but Netherlands with the luxury of 3 attacks to get the job done, and even more of a luxury is that Arthur is the server, not Evandro. And the job is done. Complete silence in Brasilia greets a 21-17 victory for the Netherlands in set 1. And the body language of Evandro is not great. He and Arthur look a little flat at the moment in this final. The Dutch are 1-0 up.
And you wouldn't know by the just icy cold nature that Steven Van Velde and Matthew Immers just dealt that first set, that this is not a usual circumstance. Van Velde and Immers are not accustomed to playing for Elite 16 medals. This is a relatively new stage for them. And they're coming out so poised, you would think that they were here all the time and that this is just another weekend in Brazil fighting for a gold medal for them.
Confirmation then of that first set score, and that was a little too easy for the Dutch, for the Brazilian fans' liking. All those things that Evandro and Arthur bring to the party, there just wasn't enough of it. And when the serves aren't flowing from Evandro, the pressure is on. was pressure they were unable to respond to. Away we go with set two. The team in green, Evandro and Arthur, seeded 4 in the main draw. Played really well here in Brasilia. But at the moment, it looks like the golden finish is not on the cards, because the team on the other side of the net, number 7 seeds Matthew Immers and Steven van der Velde in the orange, playing very well. And the Dutchmen now just a set away from their first Elite 16 success. I love it, Travis. Just a set away, that's all. Just a set.
Just a set away.
Should be easy, shouldn't it?
Is keep Evandro from getting aces at the service line for a second straight set. And that's one of the most difficult things in beach volleyball. That's why this team just continues to run rampant through field after field, is that the pressure from Evandro Goncalves is immense. You can only contain it. Just like you cannot stop LeBron James from getting his points in basketball, you cannot stop Evandro from getting his aces in beach volleyball.
You called it, Travis Muerte. Second ace in the match for Evandro. That is a quite stunning pass, but Immers has followed it with a hit out, and a bit of momentum here, a bit of movement for Brazil early in set 2.
And Immers is known for that sharp angle swing, and sometimes he just tries to go a little bit too sharp. But the good thing about Matthew Immers, he is intrepid. He will go right back to it.
Good defense from Evandro, just a little unlucky there not to get a bit more elevation on that for partner Arthur.
Smart choice for Evandro as well. He knows he can't get to the net and be a blocker, so he just waits there, gives Arthur a chance. Not good enough, but a good opportunity.
Netherlands see off Evandro at his first visit to the service line. He's done it again. Van der Velde's kind of staying out of the eye line of Arthur and then timing that leap into the angle so well.
And he, for a 6'6" guy, he's so sneaky. You see how low that block load gets. He gets out of the vision of Arthur, and then he just pops up. He's so explosive and so fast and so good with the hands that Arthur can't see that move.
This time, Arthur gets a bit clever. And just hits it off the block for the point. 4-3 then, round we go.
Now, Van der Velde has 6 blocks in this gold medal match alone. Evandro for the whole tournament has 7. And so that's an area where Arthur and Evandro can struggle a little bit, where they're just so reliant on Evandro's serves, and that's why you see them go to 3 so often, is that if the serve's on, they dominate. If it's not, they have to rely on their side out. If their side out's missing, they're going 3.
Slid right across the front of Evandro's block. Still well inside the line. Signal inviting Van der Velde just to go after the ball. You do what you want, I'll fill in the blanks. And Immers does exactly that. What a swing from him. He's some athlete, Immers.
You know, Immers, he was sort of the odd man out at the beginning of this Olympic cycle, where the Dutch Federation, they got funding for 6 players, 3 teams, and Immers was just the one left out, where he subbed in after Verenhorst got injured, Christian Verenhorst that is, and so he got picked up by Van der Velde, and he has made the most of it.
Ripped right down the centre by Evandro. Heavy shot from him.
That is just a towering swing. Watch at what point Evandro hits that. He hits his swings at the top of the antenna. There's no answer for that when he hits it from that spot.
In, right on the line from Evandro, but overruled by Osvaldo Sumaville, and the crowd, for once, a little confused about what's happened there.
I'd call it a good leave, but I think that was a throw up your Hail Marys and pray that it goes out leave for Matthew Immers.
Short on Arthur. Option not taken by Evandro, which is interesting. Generally speaking, he's been living La Vida option for most of this tournament, Evandro, but he's been blocked on one and he's not gone there again.
I love how aggressive Arthur is on those short serves. That's what happens when you're the player who's served the majority of balls. When you see a tweener, you take it. Are you kidding me, Steven Van de Velde?
Oh, wow. All the circus tricks now from the Dutch.
And then the reaction. Yeah, it's just a normal play. Look at this set.
Very Orman and Helvig. Tidy comeback with a slightly more straightforward up and down attack.
And Arthur's breaking out all the different types of line attacks now. Swung sharp line. He's kind of had the short line that he tooled off Van de Velde, and then that one just chopping it under him. He's breaking out all the different various ways of attacking that line around Van de Velde.
The Evandro serving problem once again for the Dutch to deal with. Immers has passed him like a dream today. He really has passed that big serve well.
How impressive has Matthew Immers been really in these last couple years? Made his way up on the Beach Pro Tour with Mark van Verkoven. Got picked up by Stefan Borman, subbing in for Jorke Groot. Did fantastic, won a tournament with him. Gets picked up late with Steven Van de Velde, and now here they are in the thick of an Olympic race, vying for an Elite 16 gold medal.
Well, he was impressive the first tournament I saw him in with Borman's. You just instantly think, hang on, this guy's good. And he's stuck to the task. He's waited for his opportunity, and as you said, Travis, he's grabbed it with both hands. Heavy swing. Where does Arthur get that power from? That's stunning.
It's kind of fun, actually, to see Arthur and Immers go against one another. They've had similar trajectories on the Beach Pro Tour and similar game styles. They just love that sharp angle swing.
Out. There we are. Bigging up Matthew Immers, and that's his second error on his favoured sharp angle.
A bit too sharp that time from Immers, and I think Brazil, they have to be just about done serving Steven Van de Velde because he has been almost perfect in service even. So Immers is going to get tested.
What a shot. What a clever shot from Matthew Immers.
Love the mix-up, running that back set, moving the defense around, and then Evandro taking that extreme line and leaving the seam open.
It's George Wanderlei like. His smooth approach and finish. Change up from Arthur. They've got that in the locker if they need to go there.
Just cannot love that play anymore. And it takes a supremely good setter to put Arthur where he needs it at the tempo that he wants it. There's a look at our smiling gold medalist due to Lisboa. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to Anna Patricia.
Whoa. What a fizzer of a serve. And still Immers passes it like a training session.
I always wonder, Evandro, he serves like that so often. How often does someone just make it look that easy that Immers just did? Evandro just pumped that in, and Immers put it on a dime for Van de Velde.
It means they stay ahead, and Osvaldo Sumarville is getting with the program. Off we go to the eye in the sky. Cheers, Osvaldo.
No comando das picapes, DJ Raul.
And the Brazilian crowd starting to react as if they think the writing might be on the wall here.
It's just 11-10, but it does feel as if the Netherlands is up 12-9 or 13-8, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was that same feel in set one, and then they pulled away and vanished. Brazil have got a task on their hands here, and it can't all be down to Evandro serving aces. Managed to so far because Immers has been up to the task. Oh, was mighty close to the line.
And it would have been an ace. The blue C in this case was split clean in two. There's our silver medalists, Kristen Nuss and Taryn Clove. The USA trainer Scott McKay, keeping everyone healthy.
Calm, as you like. Pokey down the line. The Dutch are keeping the scoreboard turning with ominous ease.
I've mentioned Evandro's serve quite a bit, but this hybrid that Van de Velde has is dangerous.
Just flirting with the net tape a little too much there. 12 all. Here we go. The expectation every time Evandro gets his hands on the ball at the baseline is huge. It's tangible. Oh, wow. He's done it. He's finally got a piece of Immers' attack.
And the Immers got knocked over by that serve, still made a perfect pass, and then Evandro made an excellent reach into the angle here. Watch how big this move is. Shuffles out right and then goes right back into the left, sealing off that sharp angle. That was a good swing for Matthew Immers.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. That's one way to get yourself out of trouble.
I mean, that option, it was angry from Van de Velde, as if, how dare you earn a point on us right now?
Crowd going after Matthew Immers. In a sense, he's having a good game. Whoa. Now, did that hit Arthur on the way out? The Dutch think it did. There he goes, the first little cutty drattle for Van de Velde, and he's responded immediately. Osvaldo Somaville is not a referee that will be slow getting the cards out. The Dutch regain their composure. Well, that was always coming, and it's been defended. And that is sensational. What a touch. Oh, that might have been going wide. Evandro plays it and makes a complete rickets of it.
That changes everything. That play changes everything. If Brazil wins that point, I have zero doubt that Brazil wins this second set. We're going three. A free ball gets the best of Evandro. Nothing really Arthur can do on that one, expecting a normal decent pass on a free ball, and it shoots at his platform. All he can do is just try to poke it. You had to know that an emotional response was coming from Van de Velde. Arthur makes an incredible dig, and then Immers makes one back in return. Good break for the Netherlands. I have no idea where this match is trending now.
Out. In, says Osvaldo Somaville, and the Dutch will be disappointed again. Instant challenge. Lines judge called in. I thought both lines judges gave this in. It was Osvaldo Somaville who overruled it. The crowd will be happy if he does give this to Brazil. And there's the reaction. It's in.
And there was no hesitation on the challenge either from Immers and Van de Velde, so they must have seen something a little bit off, but maybe an emotional reaction as well. And this is where Evandro can get especially dangerous when the crowd's going full momentum.
Again, the calmest of comebacks in a very difficult situation from Matthew Immers and Steven Van de Velde.
I mean, what a mature response from Matthew Immers. Everything going the way of Brazil right now, and he just unbothered. Next easy side out, like it's no problem.
Now very close to gold, the team in orange. Took his hands away, gave Arthur a clean look at the ball, and then Arthur whacks it cross court and out, and the hat nearly disappears.
And that was a critical swing for Arthur. Just misses wide. And again, it just feels like the Netherlands has been controlling this match. All the little breaks, it could go either way. All those 50-50 plays have gone the way of the Dutch.
Nicely done. Bit of emotion from Arthur. He's getting invested in the game.
Defensively, Arthur has been all but taken out of this match. Does not have many digs at the moment. He needs to find a way to step up in these next 10 points.
They change up to Van der Velde. He pokes it right off the top of the fingers. And Brazil pick off the point. And the Dutch gave a little bit of energy to that rally as well. So the positives are with the home team at the moment.
What a fun match we have had in our hands. Virtually a 1-point match the entirety of this second set. As soon as it seems like Brazil grabs momentum, the Netherlands takes it away. Brazil trying to wrest control of this second set, trying to push this 1-3.
Van der Velde fell awkwardly on that last dive. He's being given a bit of time to just clean up. I think they probably would have taken a timeout if they didn't have that delay, the Dutch. Look at this, the fans are up for the challenge again. Oh, and Arthur, he's not having his best game.
It's just been a bit tight at the end of this second set. It's rare to see him have that error that he missed wide. Rare to see him again miss a serve that he wasn't trying to be super aggressive with it. And there's a critical ace for the Netherlands. And just as soon as it seems Brazil has it, the Dutch take it right back.
That is a killer. Straight down the middle, and just after the Brazilian pair had quite a long discussion about who was going to take this ball, and they both disengaged. And the Dutch coaches delighted. Evandro this time steps into the middle and whacks it cross court onto the lines, and for the big guys like him and Niels Ehlers, it's a different dimension in terms of attacking.
And this serve coming up, this serve is the match. If the Netherlands can keep Evandro off the line, if they can side this match, this ball out, they are the clear favorites to take gold.
Heavy serve, bit of trouble here. Immers bangs it down the middle. Arthur defends brilliantly, and Evandro bangs it off the block for the point. It's a wonderful play from Brazil.
That's the dig that Arthur has been waiting for this entire match. What a move into the seam, the one-handed dig, and not just a dig, but he puts it up perfectly for Evandro to take on two, to keep the best server in the world on the line for one more.
Brasilia fans want to see this one go the distance. So do we. From a neutral point of view, let the entertainment continue. And that is wide of the mark from Matthew Immers. And Brazil have 2 set points.
I cannot believe that the Netherlands is still holding on to their timeout.
That's bizarre.
Cannot believe that it took them 1 extra point to make that timeout. Now down 2 set points with Evandro at the service line. I think 1 point too late for that timeout, but a credit to Brazil, a credit to Evandro. In clutch situations, he has that just clutch gene where he doesn't take any pace off the serve. He says, you know what, I've been one of the best players in the world for the last half decade or more because of my serve. I'm staying aggressive. I don't care if I miss. And that aggressive serve has earned Brazil 2 straight points to give them 2 set points.
Not in the bag yet, despite the reaction of the fans, who clearly look like they think it's going to 3. There's still room for just a little bit more drama. I wonder what he or she thinks of all of it. probably just thinking, where's the ball gone? Right then, here we go. Big kiss on the Mikasa. Let's see if he can plant this one in. Evandro to try and win this second set. No, out of luck. It was worth the gamble, but, and it is a big but, Netherlands could serve now and get themselves level.
Steven van de Velde certainly has had the blocks to prove that this set is not over.
Arthur with the pressure, Evandro tries to take it off him. And van der Velde shuts it down. And the 2 set points vanish, evaporate, disappear. Vamoose, they're gone.
Van de Velde now has many blocks in this match alone as Evandro does the whole tournament. 20-20. Into overtime we go.
It was going wide. Arthur played it and then straight into the block, but manages to get it off and away. I think Van der Velde might just have touched the net as well. It's a 3rd set point. Some of the crowd can't contain themselves. This to stay in the set. They've done it. Off the arms of Evandro and away. 21 all. And round we go.
It was a good move from Evandro, who at this point, when you're playing a player with the physicality of a Steven van de Velde as a blocker, you just need to take what you see. If you're blocking line and you see an angle block and you see an angle swing coming, you have to reach in. It was a good reach in from Evandro, just a bit too far. Better swing from van de Velde.
2 clear points required. Van der Velde brings his dangerous serve to the party. Charge out to the antenna. And again, Arthur works his magic off the block and out, much to the enjoyment of Evandro.
I don't know if you've ever seen Evandro smile while on court. I love that. And I love the craftiness from Arthur. Set was a bit too far outside. Doesn't try to swing sharp angle, as so many would in that situation. Just beautifully done, chiseling off the block.
4th set point to Brazil. Oh, he's buried it. We are going to 3, courtesy of another thunderbolt from the baseline from Evandro.
The best server, I'm just going to go ahead and say, the best server in the history of beach volleyball, Evandro, does it again. Delivering in the clutch. This is unpassable. Just starting from the seam, finding that deep corner, hitting the line. No chance for Van de Velde, and I love the immediate reaction from the fans, all getting on their feet, giving the crowd exactly what they wanted. More beach volleyball in this gold medal match.
This is where there is room for emotion. This is where there's room for this match to just get a little bit tasty as we head into the 3rd set. 21-17 to the Dutch in the opener. A tremendous amount of character shown by Arthur and Evandro. 23-21. It took 4 set points to win it. Van der Velde and Immers have not had a match point, a gold medal point just yet, and isn't that the beauty of volleyball, Travis? You can get so close but be so far away.
And I love how clean this match has been. Just 8 errors apiece for both teams, given the service pressure, given the defensive pressure, given the physicality these players are playing with. The fact that there's only been 8 total errors, including service errors, it's a tremendous display of Elite 16 beach volleyball, and I love it when the play matches the atmosphere, and that's exactly what we're getting here. We're getting a magnificent atmosphere and a magnificent gold medal match.
Let the entertainment continue. The last set of beach volleyball from Brasilia for this Elite 16 tournament, which has thrilled from start to finish. And Evandro starts the 3rd as he started the 1st with a hammer down the line.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Simon. That showed shades reminiscent of the first point of the match. A big wrist away down the line for Evandro.
The shootout to 15 to decide gold here in Brazil. And the serve goes long. Evandro just a little frustrated with himself there. He knows how important it is for him to get a service run in this 3rd set. Immers getting the bird from the crowd. That tells you he's been playing well. Holds his position in the shadow and moves to the line, but Arthur's line shot is way too fast.
Does that just uniform explosion from the crowd not bring a smile to your face, Simon? What a great sporting environment we have here in Brasilia.
Every time, and there's no doubt about it, this is a knowledgeable crowd. They know exactly when to shout. It's amazing how quickly a game of beach volleyball changes. It's an organic process, and suddenly it's Brazil that look confident, and it's the Netherlands that just look a bit shaky.
And alas, Arthur gets a dig and a conversion, has been limited in defense, starting to make the right plays at the right times, and a wonderful swing down the seam from well off the net.
3-1. Good start from Brazil. Target Van der Velde early. He strokes it to the line. And round we go. Changes on multiples of 5 in this race to 15. A venue where, with very little breeze and under floodlights, there's not really an advantage from one end to the next. Heavy hit. Oh, that had to be double checked, and Evandro didn't really have a clue if that was going in or out, and Arthur had to do it all on his own in the end.
I love the vibe that Evandro has out here on center court, doing a little shimmy dance after that one, and Arthur had to keep an eye on it. Initially that looked way out, but that ball had so much backspin from Immers that it almost brought it all the way back.
Here he goes again. Oh, wow. Untouchable ace from Evandro.
Evandro just doing Evandro things, and the crowd is loving it. A towering jump serve into that deep seam. When he hits that middle to middle, angle to middle serve, it's so difficult because you don't have enough time to talk to your partner, and that's you or that's me. You need to determine who's taking the seam immediately before the serve, and Evandro doing what he does, taking advantage, and the Netherlands not hesitating to take a timeout. Now down 5-2 early in this third set.
This is a souvenir to be taken away. The ball, by the way, not the baby. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what the crowd should look like in Brasilia. It didn't look like that at the end of the first set, I can tell you, but they're bouncing again now. Gold medal number 2 is up for grabs. Evandro and Arthur don't quite have a hand on it yet, but it's a good start to the tiebreaker set to 15. Evandro again out of the timeout. Another big serve. Smooth as you like from Immers, and Evandro's beating himself up a little bit after that one.
That's the second time that Immers has run that back set. The second time that Evandro has taken off the angle block and blocked the line, only to leave that seam, that low seam open. That's a block that he knows he needs to make.
High reach. Too high for Van der Velde, who touches the net. Brazil keep the points coming.
Brilliant cover work from Arthur. Just so patient, waiting for it to come all the way down for him to get a full platform on it. So many players would just try to stab that with one hand or get the early poke, and Arthur's so patient.
Out from Van der Velde. No touch, says Evandro. And Osvaldo Simaville awards Brazil another point. And for the first time in the match, well, the first time in the tournament, it feels like this Dutch team have got serious pressure.
And these are really the first cracks that we've seen in their side out. Brazil, the only source of their points for the most part prior to this third set was Evandro aces. Now we're starting to see a couple errors. The moment perhaps building up, the pressure that Arthur and Evandro putting on them beginning to pay some dividends.
Slow option swing, Arthur with unbelievable precision to the net, but what a hit.
You see Evandro with an open net. Put your helmet on, grab your body armor, get out of the way.
To paraphrase Monty Python, what shall we do? Run away. Not smooth, silences the crowd temporarily, but this is a huge lead for Evandro and Arthur.
This is where it's valuable to have a man with 8 blocks in this match alone at the net. Van Velde also has a nasty serve of his own, can earn points in a hurry.
Tried to go for the big jump serve. That is just huge. That is absolutely huge.
No one in the world stopping that swing. 0 people in the world. I don't care if your name is Anders Mole. I don't care if your name is Steven Van Velde. There is no one on planet Earth who is stopping that swing from Evandro.
Off pace. First off pace serve is hit. Oh, and reaches into the line to roof the living daylights out of Steven Van Velde.
What else? What else do you want from Evandro right now? He is just terminating balls on 2, terminating on 3. Big reach into the line from Van Velde. He's acing serves. He is a world champion by no accident, one of the best players in the world by no accident. And there he is again!
Oh, he's roasted it. He has roasted it. And we're back to that tried and tested phrase. Form is temporary, but class is permanent.
You know, there's a phrase that my wife reminds me of constantly, Simon, is that one of the greatest skills in life is partner selection. Arthur's picked a good one.
Not without some considerable previous knowledge, I hasten to add. The fans loving it. He's loving it. Slightly fortunate, but he's going after this. And Evandro is putting on a show here in Brasilia.
Evandro is putting on a show that this crowd deserves. The most dangerous man from the end line, doing it again.
Nothing Immers could do. Look how deep the Dutch are standing now. Oh, it's insane. It's incredible play from Evandro. The Dutch need this point. He's dug it, but it's out. Nice try. Brazil like this matchup, and the Dutch now right on the back foot.
And just some polite applause from the Brazilian fans. They know what a monumental task it is to get Evandro off the line when he's thrown in heaters like that. And now the Netherlands, Matthew Immers, Van de Velde, they can completely unload from the service line. That's the only way they're bringing themselves back into it. Our cameras are shaking from the crowd.
We're in trouble too. Oh dear, the crowd are bouncing and everything in this stadium is going up and down as well with it.
You know, there's the famous saying, there's no cheering in the press box, and you just have to be happy for the sport to have an event like this and to see an atmosphere like this. It's awesome, and to see such high-level beach volleyball in the finals as well.
Jump set rolled out by Matthew Immers. Dutch managed to get the side out, but it's scant consolation. Brazil now just 2 points away from gold here in Brasilia. Oh, bless. Is it in? It is. So Van de Velde picks off an ace. They're going to need a lot more of that, though, to get anywhere close to Brazil now.
And he needs to keep the risk meter at about a 10 out of 10, as that serve was, if the Netherlands wants to come back and steal this match. That's quite the mountain to climb. But when you start serving tough, there's no deficit too big.
Ain't no mountain high enough, in fact. That'll do it. One more point, and Evandro and Arthur will claim what has looked like their destiny from day one of the main draw. Gold in Brazil. One more ace, just to put the icing on the cake. That's what the script says. And Evandro's good to go. Afterburners on. Net intervenes. And Van der Velde puts it away. Evandro wanted the big finish there.
This place, the stanchions would have just blown off if he'd have gotten a walk-off ace for the match. The last of 6 side-out attempts for the gold medal.
Huge advantage. After passes, Evandro goes option and gets stopped by Van der Velde. Now what they have to be very careful of here, Travis, is just not letting things fly away from them. They've got to go very, very careful point for point.
This Duck team has had bigger comebacks. I've seen them come back from down 7-16. They've done it before.
Arthur gets the set this time. This is for gold, and he's done it. And this Brasilia crowd have been thrilled by their home country heroes. Evandro and Arthur make it gold medal number 2 to add to Anna Patricia and Duda's just earlier today. And George and Andre back in business with bronze. It's been a fabulous day. It's been a fabulous tournament from Brazil's point of view. And it is gold to Evandro and Arthur as they beat Immers and Van der Velde with a comeback win in 3 sets.
3 gold medals in the partnership now for Evandro and Arthur. Is it no mistake that all 3 of those have come in Brazil? It is not. Their 3rd player on the team. They've won a gold medal in Saquarema, won a gold medal in Recife, and now they have won an Elite 16 gold medal here at home in Brasilia. And I love seeing how much it means to win at home. We saw Anna Patricia, the emotions on her face after they won a gold medal. You see the rare emotional display from Evandro. It's no strange sight to see that from Arthur. But for Evandro to be letting loose like that, you know how much it means to them. 3 Brazilian teams on the podium. Oh, you love to see that.
Instantly goes across to the family. And that will be very much part of the celebration here in Brasilia now. Wonderful scenes, wonderful scenes. Well, let's hear from the champions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm right here with the champions. So I'm gonna ask to you, Arthur. Championship done, Olympics done. This is the best days of your life until now?
Cara, sem explicação. Hoje disparado é o melhor dia da minha vida. Pô, só tenho a agradecer a Brasília. Essa energia incrível. Cara, como é diferente jogar no Brasil. Hoje eu acho que tudo aconteceu na minha vida, cara. É inexplicável assim, eu tô sem palavras. Só agradecer mesmo, agradecer. Muito obrigado.
Evandro, you go to the Olympics number 3. Championship. This is your son. How do you feel right now?
Boa noite, gente. Cara, eu gostaria de agradecer cada um de vocês que está aqui. Cada pessoa. Movimento Verde e Amarelo. Cara, obrigado mais uma vez. Né, vocês, cara, fizeram total diferença. Nós começamos um pouco abaixo no primeiro set ali, né? Tivemos alguns erros, soubemos voltar para o jogo, tivemos paciência, né? E graças a vocês, o terceiro jogador aí, conseguimos virar o jogo e sair no lugar mais alto do pódio hoje. Muito obrigado por isso. E esse daqui que está aqui no meu colo é meu filho, meu talismã. E é isso aí, galera. Valeu.
Congratulations. Enjoy this moment. Back to you guys.
Oh, wonderful moment. And his little boy was just starting to eye up the microphone there. but the interview is over. Congratulations to Evandro and Arthur. They showed some real character there. Yes, they were lifted by the crowd, but that was not an easy situation to get out of, Travis, because the Dutch were playing well.
And the point that I will continue to come back to in that final, 18-18 in the second set, Evandro serving. Where I said this serve is for the match. If the Netherlands can side that out, it's theirs for the taking. But Evandro doing what Evandro does best, showing why he's one of the most dangerous men in the world at the service line, earning 2 straight points, giving Brazil the set points they needed to steal that second 23-21. And from there on out, it was just a demolition derby in that third set. Evandro, when he plays at his best, he can just go to that level that so few players can go to. Arthur, fantastic consistency, staying in the match long enough, a very well-deserved second gold medal of the season, third medal of the year for this Brazilian team that is looking more and more like a contender come Paris.
Wonderful finish to a quite wonderful tournament here in Brasilia. Well, thank you very much for your company over the last week. We're going to stay on for the presentation ceremony, so if you want to stay with us here on BBTV, you can see the conclusion and you can see the superstars pick up their medals here in Brazil. But for the moment, from me, Simon Golding, a big thank you to our Volleyball World expert analyst, Travis Muirhead. To Travis, always a pleasure, and we will see you guys again very, very soon.
Vamos nessa então, ó. Before we begin the 2024 Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour Elite 16 Brasilia Award Ceremony, we would like to give a big thank for you guys. Aplausos para todos que fizeram esse evento ser possível.
Thank you for staying on with us here on VBTV for the award ceremony here in Brasilia. It's been a special day for the Brazilian fans, and we're about to crown our medalists here at this third Elite 16 event of the Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour Olympic season.
Our presenters for the evening's award ceremony. Aplausos para as nossas autoridades aqui presentes para a cerimônia de premiação. So now, it's time to welcome to the podium our women's medalists. Aí vem as nossas medalhistas.
Excellent women's tournament, and what a performance from the home side, Ana Patricia and Duda. Once again, pushing themselves to the fore in terms of that challenge for the Olympic gold in Paris. And a brilliant arrival tournament for Zoe and Esme, taking their bronze medal to make the podium, with the Americans Nuss and Claude claiming the silver. Something a little bit special for Esme Bobnar and Zoe Verger-Depré. And in terms of their race for that Olympic ticket, they've just done themselves a huge favour by claiming that bronze medal. Julio Cesar Ribeiro, federal congressman from Brasilia, comes out to the sand as part of our VIP presentation party to award the bronze medal. Congratulations to Esme and Zoe. Terrific performance from them here in Brasilia, and a very special first Elite 16 podium.
Congratulations one more time, Team Switzerland. Aplausos para a equipe da Suíça mais uma vez.
Well, the Brazilian fans unable to contain themselves behind Ana Patricia and Duda.
For the silver medalists, aí vem as medalhistas de prata from United States of America, Kirsten Nuss and Taryn Clark.
It's another loss to the Brazilian duo, but it's another silver medal. You can't get away from the fact that Taryn Clark and Kristen Nuss of the USA remain one of the most consistent teams on the planet. Another brilliant performance from them. And Gustavo Pitamo Lanyeres of the Banco de Brazil, alongside André Schlemmer, manager of the Banco de Brazil, heading out to present the silver medals to the American duo, who just keep making podiums.
Congratulations one more time, Kirsten Taryn. Aplausos mais uma vez para a equipe
Good job
dos Estados Unidos.
for Taryn Clark and Kristen Nuss as they keep trying to beat this Brazilian duo. Not today, but maybe their time will come. For the moment, though, it's another terrific result and a good points haul. But here we go. Here are the champions.
16 Brasilia, gold medalists, medalha de ouro para a equipe do Brasil, Ana Patricia e Duda.
Just in irresistible form in today's gold medal final. Duda and Ana Patricia claim gold here in Brasilia. Adames Latari, president of the Brazilian Volleyball Federation, and Renato Junqueira, secretary of Sport and Recreation for the Federal District of Brasilia, heading out to present the gold medals, and a proud moment for the Brazilian Federation and for the Brazilian fans. They've been brilliant for the entire tournament. They've packed this grandstand on centre court, and they finally get to cheer what they wanted to cheer all along. 2 gold medals in the tournament, plus the bronze on the men's side of things.
Congratulations to our champions, Ana Patrícia e Duda. Aplausos mais uma vez para Duda e Ana Patrícia.
Congratulations indeed. Another gold medal in the bag for many people's Olympic champions in waiting. So final photo opportunity of the women's presentation.
Okay, official photograph.
And the women will vacate the podium. The men will come out to receive their medals. And then we'll have all of the teams back for the big final photo with the sponsors and possibly a bit of fizz.
Now we celebrate the men's medalists.
Time now for the men's podium teams.
Our men's medalists. É hora de receber os nossos medalhistas masculinos.
And another opportunity for this Brasilia crowd to go mad for their heroes. Evandro still with his son, about to step on top of the podium. Big Elite 16 result with partner Arthur to claim top spot here on home sand, and for George and Andre, a bronze medal for them.
We are excited to announce the 2024 Beach Pro Tour Elite 16 Brasilia bronze medalist from Brazil, George Andre Loyola Stein.
George Wanderlei and Andre Loyola Stein
Presented the bronze medals.
back to what you would say is close to their best. They've got their third medal of this 2024 season. Jose Alvarez Bezerra, president of the Volleyball Federation in this district. Renato Junqueira, Secretary of Sport and Recreation for the Federal District of Brazil, which is Brasilia, the federal capital of this amazing country. And another proud moment for the VIP party, presenting to one of their home teams. George and Andre take bronze here in Brasilia.
Congratulations to our bronze medalists. Muito obrigado aos nossos medalhistas de bronze. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for the silver
Arthur's
medalist.
certainly enjoying himself.
Representing Netherlands is Steven van Velde Metalweavers.
Silver for a Dutch team that have put the cat amongst the pigeons in terms of those Olympic tickets for the Dutch. Certainly going to extend the race for a couple more tournaments before we know exactly who will be going from the Netherlands to Paris. And our presentation party heading out to present the silver medals.
Congratulations one more time to our silver medal recipients. Aplausos mais uma vez para os atletas da Holanda.
So bronze and silver presented, but of course to the victors, the spoils. What a result for Evandro and Arthur.
16 Brasilia, golden medalist from Brazil, Evandro e Arthur, olho no lance.
A phenomenal comeback win from a set down. On went the afterburners. Evandro started to find his serving boots, and the rest was pretty straightforward. Very strong performance. Radame Zatari then, president of the Brazilian Volleyball Federation, and Julio Cesar Ribeiro, congressman from the Federal District of Brasilia, come out to present gold to one of their own, or two of their own. And a very special moment for Evandro with his son on the podium. The champions here in Brasilia. A big Elite 16 victory for a team that can now start to focus their attention on preparations for Paris 2024, where they will represent the Brazilian Volleyball Federation on the sand in Paris. So last photo opportunity for the lads up there on the podium.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
And now I think we're going to get all the
we
teams
like to invite-
onto the podium.
Okay, all the men together. One more photograph.
Well,
Hold on.
one more shot.
Here. Okay, this is nice. We like to invite the women
3
and
tournaments
the
left
presenters
before
to
we
join
draw
the
a line
podium.
under the Olympic qualification process that has been running now for nearly 18 months. Espinho, then Ostrava, and then Stara Jablonki. But it should be all done and dusted by the end of the Elite 16 event in Ostrava. Plenty of athletes on that podium that we will be seeing in Paris. A couple that still need to book their place, but the result for Esme and for Zoe and for the Dutch pair here in Brasilia certainly going a long way to put them in the frame for an Olympic appearance. So VIPs to come and join our athletes out on the podium before our traditional final Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour celebration will get underway. A chance for the athletes just to let loose a little bit at the end of another long, brutal tournament.
Now just the athletes.
And Arthur just cannot stop smiling.
Muito obrigado.
Well played to all of our medalists. Well done to the fans. They have generated a quite marvellous atmosphere here on the centre court. And out comes the fizz for the traditional champagne finish. Wonderful tournament and a wonderful championship Super Sunday. But it's Brazil that come out on top. 2-week break before the athletes get going again, and we'll see you in Espinho in Portugal in a couple of weeks' time. For now though, from me, Simon Golding, and from all of the commentary team and everyone at Volleyball World, thank you very much for your company over the last week. Thank you for watching here on VBTV, and we'll see you again very, very soon.
Deita no chão, pô.